We're back. That's D.
We're back.
We took a pause for the cause.
Rona, Shanta, me, D, Misty. We're back.
We didn't go anywhere.
You know how the Wi-Fi. Okay, so
Our relationship with the internet.
I mean,
Technological struggles.
you know, this is what I'm
real.
saying right here. Just negative.
But we did not break a sweat.
Not one sweat. Okay, so we're back. It just we was about to get to the good stuff. Your relationship with food.
Yeah, we were cooking.
How is your relationship with food on a scale from 1 to 5? 1 being bad, 5 being excellent. Rona.
My relationship with food is a 4.9.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 4.9.
Oh.
Because
Now
I
look,
have portion.
wait. Now I'm gonna keep that in mind. She said that. Y'all hear her, right? So I'm gonna use this clip and play it back.
4.9. I give myself a 4.9.
All right.
Okay, so tell us why.
Because I have a good relationship with food. I'm very cognizant of selection of food. I ask questions about which foods I should consider and not consider. The time of day I should eat food. I ask questions and I'm learning more about that. I know what foods are good for my diet as I've learned over the years. And I have discipline. I know I shouldn't eat 10 cookies, but I know I'm human and I want a cookie, so I'll take 2 cookies and I'll cut them in 4. So I'll eat a piece of that cookie throughout the day and I've had my whole cookie. Okay. That's just how I do it. And people will say, well, how can you just take you just need that little square. So that's why I say I have a 4.9. The reason I don't say 5 is because I get up at 4 a.m. and I have a snack. And I shouldn't have a snack at 4 a.m. I may grab some grapes. I may grab a bag of popcorn. But I'm hungry. I worked out with Dee the other night. We finished up a little before 10 p.m. At 3 a.m. I was starving. I got up and had the rest of my salmon salad. Now, I should not be eating a salmon salad at 4 a.m. But that's what I do. So that's why I give myself a 4.9.
And that works for you.
It works for me.
Right. And so what did we discuss about, what not to eat if you do get that urge to get up in the middle of the night and eat something?
None of the carbs and
nothing heavy, right?
Nothing heavy.
Or sometimes you're just thirsty.
And she said,
You're
drink
hungry,
water,
so you
just drink water.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I do that. I'll just drink water, but I really consider myself a sleep eater, if you've ever heard of that. You have sleep, but you're like, well, I'm just hungry, I'm gonna eat some popcorn. But
Speaking of popcorn, I got something to say.
My energy is flowing, and I wake up hungry. And Dee has taught me that you should be eating repetitively, meaning every 2 hours to 3 hours or so. You should, she has me eating 6 meals a day. People think you shouldn't eat that much, but you're eating the right things.
Well, and the reason why is because so everybody's different, right? But you're very busy, very busy. So your meals are not going to be big. Like you have small meals, and then that you run a business, you're back and forth out of town. So you have got to stay fueled. Right. In order for you to stay, have that upbeat energy, you deal with people. Every day. I think that's important. So everybody's nutrition, let's clear that. So everybody's nutrition plan is different, totally different, because everybody's body is different, correct? Yes. But I know what she does. I know her, that's why her energy level is 10 plus, right? And so that's why you can, fly to
Philadelphia for the day, went to the game, and was back in Atlanta by midnight.
So tell me what your schedule was Sunday, right?
For the game last Sunday, I got up at 6:30 a.m. I did office work until 10, showered, dressed, jumped on the internet, purchased an airline ticket, was on the plane by 12:55 and in Philadelphia by 2:30 p.m. At the game at kickoff at 3, partied after the game, took the train back to the airport and was back in Atlanta by midnight, and that worked by 9 a.m. Monday morning.
And there you have it.
That's a real fan.
Commitment.
That's a real fan.
Commitment.
Right, just full of energy. I mean, we train like nobody else. Like train. What 8:30, 9 o'clock, and she's full of energy. Let's go, let's get it. It's like nobody else is doing it. Full of energy. But I know how she is. So, like I said, having a relationship. And I have relationships like that with my clients. I have to know my clients. I have to know what your schedule is. I have to know what certain things are personal, of course, but it's important for me to know how relationships in your life, what's going on, because if you come to me with a goal in mind and we're not reaching that goal, I need to know, okay, what's going on, because it will show up. It will show up. And I think that's a lot of times when people struggle with their weight, and they'll say to me, "I can't lose weight. I'm not losing weight." Well, a lot of times people are just stressed, and it goes back to, there's other things are in life, but a lot of times it's something going on in the home, or in an intimate setting. It's something dealing with what we're talking about, relationships. Now I want to go into the relationship with food on a rate of 1 to 5, Misty.
Oh, for me, I'm gonna say now I'm probably at a solid 4. It has not always been that way. To be just like fully transparent, there's like at the end of 2022, my marriage disintegrated, and then shortly thereafter, my dog passed away. So for 2023, I was more so just in survival mode, just trying to just get through life. When you're going through mental trauma, sometimes unfortunately your relationship with food or your relationship with your body kind of suffers because you're just trying to stay alive, right? So in that context, there was definitely in a period of time where, especially after my dog passed, because I was so sad, and it's almost like you're trying to fill a void. So sometimes food will do that for you, So there was a period of time where I just was like, I just need to feel something, so I'm going to eat some ice cream, which isn't a good way to be. But, since, going through therapy and continuing to work out with Dee and just work on my mental health, now I'm in a much better relationship with food because of that, because now everything else is in alignment. So I would say I'm at a 4 right now. My biggest hurdle for me with eating is my job. My career is my priority, and so being busy in the salon, I'm back to back with clients all day. So Dee's always very reminding me take snacks to work, make sure you take a break to eat, eat some protein. And then if I'm working out with Dee, if we're doing legs, I make sure I eat some carbs. So just being mindful of my schedule and making sure that I put fuel in my body is sort of my biggest struggle now. But I've gotten a lot better.
Awesome. Shanta?
I'm not a 4.9. I'm not a 4. But I am my only competition. My relationship with food literally varies from day to day. I remember, and I don't know if Dee remembers this. This was 20 years ago. She said to me, you can't put regular gas in a premium, in a vehicle that requires premium. True. You got a premium vehicle, you can't put regular gas in it. I have a job that can change on the drop of a dime. When we talked about that before, in one of the very first live, literally things can change, and I can have all the best intentions, but my relationship is about, some days it's a 2.5, some days it's a 3, some days it is a 5. But it can vary. I do think, like you said, your career and your job and what you do. For me, I'm on call 24/7. Y'all, I'm operating off of about an hour and a half of sleep. But thanks to my hairstylist, I do.
Yeah, you are laid, fried, and laid to the side.
But that is a normal thing for me, sometimes operating off of very little sleep. What I have found is a love for smoothies. that there's a brand that Dee recommends. It makes my life easier. I am literally about to go purchase one of those little small on the go that you can just plug in the car, because I'm always on
like a
the
blender?
go, a little blender.
Oh, okay.
You know, you find a whole lot on TikTok Shop.
Okay.
But for me, it can change and it varies from day to day. Some days I do very well. Some days I get breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the little snacks. Some days I get a big lunch. You know, when you work somewhere when you're on call a lot, and over the last 4 weeks, I've been on call for 4 weeks straight. The job feeds you, and I sometimes have to find myself. I love Chick-fil-A, y'all. I find myself saying no to the regular Chick-fil-A meal and go with a salad instead.
The grilled nuggets are good.
You know, I'm not a grilled nugget fan from Chick-fil-A, and I'm not. But you know, we're not even gonna give them advertisements because they're not paying us right now. But I'm learning. I'm learning different ways where if I do have to eat out, 'cause y'all, I can cook. I just don't. So that's one of the big things. Dee is always talking about what she cooks, and the grilled chicken, the broccoli, the brown rice. You know, those normal things that are healthy. Sometimes I can't get to them, but I have found myself more and more doing more broccoli when I do get an opportunity to cook, because I'm never home, and I'm single, and so yeah, ready to mingle. But relationships with someone who is supportive. Let me say that.
Yes.
With my workout with Dee.
Yes.
But I do think mine is one that varies. So mine is on a low day. I will admit it can be a 1. On a low day, there are times where my biggest struggle sometimes is I don't want to eat, but I have to put in my head I'm going to see Dee, and Dee is not about to whoop me, and I'm not going to whoop myself with not eating. So sometimes I do struggle with making myself eat.
I have to make myself eat in the morning because I don't always wake up and I'm not hungry right when I wake up. You know?
Misty and I have got into it several times about eating. And she was like, well, Dee, such and such. I was like, I don't want to hear it.
Right.
But this.
I like food. I like food. It's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm not hungry, but.
Right. Or you get busy.
Yeah, and you're
busy
occupied. Yeah.
That part of your brain that triggers you to eat, that part of your brain is focused. For me, I can be on a crime scene. That part of my brain is focused on that, and I would not have eaten all day, or been there all day, or I'm dealing with a press conference, and so. But I have gotten better with snacks. I bought almonds yesterday. I'm proud of myself.
All right.
I did 2 big ones. They were on sale, so I was real excited. But some of the healthy snacks that Dee recommends, they have been the thing that holds me over. And I'm getting a better relationship with food. And some people think a bad relationship is eating too much. For me, my bad relationship with food is not eating enough. And so what does my body do? It holds on to this thick filet, all this thickness. It will hold on to it. But now I am getting in a better space because Dee is usually in my head. I hear her in my head, and I see what she has on my list of things to eat. And I'll say, well, Dee, can I have, is it on the list? Is it on the list? Can I? So now I just follow the list.
I appreciate it.
I follow the list.
I really appreciate it.
Because I don't want to get in trouble. And I'm going to be a 4.9.
Right, okay, a 4.9. I'm not a 4.9. This is, I had to think about this. I posed the question and then I had to think about it. Like, for me, I would say, I love to eat. And people, they look at me and they probably say, well, I know she's strict. Yeah, I am. I'm strict with my food because I know how important that is for my overall, health and well-being. My energy levels, to always be upbeat and positive, because if I don't eat, if I miss my meal, if I go over 3.5, 4 hours without eating, I'm not the best. I gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not myself. I need a Snickers.
It's like,
right.
It's not yourself.
So it's important to me to eat, but I eat clean. I eat healthy. And just a transparency moment, you know, it started with me at a younger age, you know, because I saw, you know, my mom do the diets and stuff. And so that's where I learned that from. I was always athletic, you know, I ran track, you know, I did beauty pageants. I played softball, you know, swimming, all that stuff. I was very active, especially with the modeling and watching the pageants and wanting to be a pageant girl. It was important for me to know how to eat, but I didn't learn nutrition. All I knew was to not eat certain things, you know what I'm saying? Just not eat, you know? And it's like I would eat a little something here, eat a little something there when I was younger, because that's what I saw. I saw diet. I saw, you know, just eating one egg and a grapefruit or something like that. I saw that. I saw, you know, my mom would do diets and stuff, but my mom had always instilled in me, she says, always, you know, keep your weight down, always be mindful of, you know, how you look. So she really instilled that in me. I love my mom for that, because it has helped me, you know, throughout the years. As I, of course, grew older, I learned even more about nutrition, but I was still lacking. When I really just came into learning nutrition was when I first wanted to compete. And I learned through a bodybuilder. And he says to me, if you want to look like that, because it was this picture of the lady that competed in fitness. And I was like, wow, she looks great. That's what I want to, you know, look like. And he said, well, if you want to look like that, you got to eat this, 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 and this. And none of those things on the list I had ever eaten. I had never eaten oatmeal growing up. I had never eaten broccoli. I had never eaten, you know, just a grilled chicken breast. I had never eaten those things since I was raised in the country. So we ate a lot of stuff off the land. We didn't do a lot of fast foods, but still we did fried foods, you know, sweet stuff. You know, we didn't know that stuff growing up. So I had to learn that when I first started competing. And so that's when I started researching and I started educating myself on how I needed to eat. So I can be able to, you know, feel the way I wanted to feel, look the way I wanted to look, and also be able to help others. Mm-hmm. So I did the research, I did the homework, I did the work. And that's how I'm able to help so many people. And when I was talking about, you know, a healthy relationship with, you know, with people and how that shows and affects your body. And Missy was talking about the divorce, and I think that's so important because, you know, I went through the same thing. And I think for the most part, I'm a tough cookie, right? Like I was running my business and going through this and getting ready for 2 competitions at that time, during that time. And I train hard. I do my nutrition, you know, 100% when I get ready to compete. And my body was not changing like I wanted it to. And why? Because it was stressed. It was stressed. I was, you know, sometimes we think about an unhealthy relationship. I had an unhealthy relationship at the time with the exercise aspect. So we're talking about, you know, concepts, right? Things. And because I felt like, you know, I taught class, I was training, I would go out and run, but I enjoyed doing it all. But I look back and I said, oh, wow, how did I do all that? You know, but that was because I was trying to release, right? And that happens. And so it's just a transparent moment. That's something I went through, something I could help other people because I know what I went through. So when I got there on that stage and I did that show, what I took months preparing for, after that, I did not place in my particular pro division. But I did bikini in that show as well. And I placed in bikini. And I'm like, oh, all this muscle I got. But it wasn't there. It didn't show up. Right. You know why it didn't show up? Because for months, my body was stressed. Mm-hmm. And so when I placed in bikini, I had a question now. I was like, well, I was happy. But then I was like, I was supposed to place in the pro division, you know. But I went to the judges, and they'd seen me compete several times. And he says, well, Dee, he says, well, what's going on? He says, because you normally come in tighter. He is seeing me. He says, look, he says, your muscles look stressed. Do you have another show coming up? And I say, yeah, I do in a couple of weeks. He said, well, you need to take a week off from exercising. He says, take a week off, relax your body, still eat clean, and he says, come back and you'll go in there and you'll do a great job in the next show. But if you don't do that, you're gonna come in and look soft like you did before. That was a lesson for me, right? That was a lesson to, know how to release properly, right? Know how to release properly, because none of us are exempt from going through stressful times in our lives, but some of us try to cover it because we got stuff to do. We got business to take care of. I have people to take care of. Like, my people are important to me. They support me. They love me, so I take care of them because I enjoy doing it. So I had to show up for them. So showing up for them meant 12, 14 hours of working in the gym, and my stuff that I had going on was set to the side, period. That's not going to interfere with my business and taking care of my people. But at the same time, I had to be aware of what I was doing, to myself. And I had to establish, a healthier relationship with my exercise and not overdo, because that's what I was doing, overdoing it.
Overcompensating.
I was overcompensating. And I didn't even realize it until he gave me that message. I'll never forget that. And I appreciate that, Judge, because he had paid attention to me throughout the years. So I appreciate that. So sometimes that's why I tell you, have those positive people in your life that pays attention to you.
Yes.
And that can come up to you and tell you, like, hey, exactly. I've noticed this about you. I know you don't have to tell me, but, if you want to talk, I'm here. That's how you establish those healthy relationships, and I think that's so important. And the food aspect of it, I stayed on point, for the most part with the food. But I can tell you guys, I hadn't always had a great relationship with food, because sometimes when you compete like that, after you get through with a show, you want stuff that you don't normally eat, and you might go a little overboard. So I had to learn how to get used to that. So I had to learn how to get used to coming off of a show. And and I knew that at that time, after my maybe third or fourth show, like, this has got to be my lifestyle. I have got to eat healthy because that's how I wanna feel good, And I'll take y'all back to the 1996 Big Mac story.
Okay.
1990.
Way back.
I'm gonna go way on back. Okay. What you going there?
Yes.
Let's go way back. 1996. This is true story. Here we go. So, and I always wanted to share this, and this is my opportunity. So, in 1996, I had the opportunity to travel abroad and study abroad in the criminal justice program, and I did that. And so, during that time, of course, we ate pretty much what we had. We did a lot of walking, but I wasn't active like I normally am. So I put some weight on. It was that thick weight, that good thick.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't.
And so, but anyways, when I got back, one of the guys that was on the trip with us, he was like, wow, he said, you I got thick. I was like, what? So when he said that, ooh, that didn't hit me right there. Cool. Oh, that was not right. But to him, it was great. But to me, it wasn't all that great because I had to dance on the dance team when I got back to Valdosta. So I was like, okay, I got to get it together because I had to be on the dance team in this little skirt and top. So when I got back to the airport, my mom and my aunt came and picked me up. And I was so hungry because it took so long in the airport coming back from Europe. And so I get there and I said, Mom, I'm hungry. And so we just stopped by McDonald's. And I said, Mama, this is my last Big Mac. This is it. And I promise you, during college, of course, we eat fast food. But that was my last Big Mac. I've not had that since 1996. That was it for me. When I looked at that picture, it saw me because I didn't look. Have you? Where you laughing?
I've never heard
This
this
how they
story.
laugh at me for real.
1996.
Wow.
The death of the headline.
That was
death
it.
of the big man.
Yeah, the death of the Big Man. And that was my favorite, in high school, because, after the football games, after the band, I was in the band, and so we would all go to McDonald's, and that was the sandwich, you know what I'm saying? And so I had to let that go. That was it for me. Because I didn't like the way I looked. You're talking about a little girl doing pageants and modeling. Right. No. That was just not it for me. I enjoyed being able to model and all that stuff, and I didn't like the way when I looked at those pictures from Europe, I was like, no. So And so fast forward to 2001 when I moved to Atlanta, it was on.
All right now.
I was like,
she's been rolling since.
yeah, you know, like I said, I've been active all my life. So I just had to get the nutrition part correct.
Right.
You know, that's where I was lacking. And so I said, when I nail that, I'm going to get it. You know what I'm saying? And so now I have a healthy relationship with food. I think we're getting a few comments. Can we read those comments? And you guys, right quick before we finish up with the good part.
Thank you for sharing. Timeless
Thank you.
Tales
Hey,
to
Ellen.
Tell says, I love this.
Oh, thank you. Hi.
Hey, y'all.
That's in time. Business is a part of my beautiful community. They support me every single day. Thank you guys for supporting me every day. And if you guys are watching, send up hearts, like, share this with your friends. I'm getting ready to just break all of this down. But that was just a transparency moment. I think people, that's a topic that we don't talk about enough. Mm-hmm. And I think that hinders people from reaching their goals because they go through stuff and they don't know who to talk to, you know. And so we wanted to just help, you know, our people out in that way, okay? All right, are we good?
I have a comment on food. Sometimes we think we're eating properly and we're not. So I think it's healthy to talk to other people and talk with people that are trained in nutrition. Like Dee, she knows what we should and should not. So I'm in the grocery store texting her all the time. Which one of these boxes of cereal should I buy?
Yeah.
But you have to ask questions and talk with people that are educated about food.
Okay.
Yes, we're good.
We're making sure we don't have Wi-Fi issues.
It's 10:10.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get to the good part. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. But I just really wanted to share that because a lot of people look at me like, you know, everything is perfect. No, you go through, you work. You know what I'm saying? And your work shows up. Right. You know, I discipline myself. And back to me having a good relationship with food, that means that, you know, if I don't always have something healthy, say if I, you know, want a piece of cake, right? You know, I plan that. I plan when I cheat. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't feel like, oh, I had that cake, now I got to go work it off. That is not the activity. Right. I do not, if I'm going to eat this piece of cake, I'm going to eat it. That means I have put my work in. You know,
she does like a piece of cake.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have put my work in. So it's like, you know, when you put the work in, you know, you can have that. But if you haven't put the work in, now you can't play if you ain't work. You know, I always say, you know, I got something in the slogan, don't I? That's how I always see it, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, that's why I have established a healthy relationship with food because I know what I do majority of the time. I eat healthy and I say clean, and when I say eating clean, that means, you know, I try to avoid a lot of processed foods at all costs. Right. Foods with those hydrogenated oils, foods with those colors that you can't, you know, number 5, red, number 5, yellow, number 6, those type of things. So make sure we're going to go over that. We're going to do that at another time too. And where I take you guys through and look at your labels on the back of your foods. Know what you're eating. Know what you're putting into your body. And I think that's so important. That's very important. Okay. And I think I'll share that.
Comment.
Yes.
Bonnie Washington says, I love you.
Hey, Mama.
Love you, Mama. Hey, Mama. Hey, Mama. That's my mama. She joined us. Because of you, we have Dee.
Yes.
But Dee will have you looking at me.
Hey, Mom. Mom, I'm the Rona, the one that you be hearing in the background.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Absolutely. So over the years, yes. And so it's important to establish that healthy relationship. Now I'm going to go over these pointers, and I'm going to have, you know, my moderator here. She's going to put these in the comment section so you could go back. So my replayers, hello to my replayers. When you go back and replay, you'll be able to go through these in your comments, okay? And guys, throw up your hearts, likes. And also, if you're Team Chiefs or Team Eagles, put it in the comment section. Where we at?
If you don't have a team.
Or if you don't have a team,
today,
you can put your team in the comments. Eagles.
I'm picking the Chiefs.
And I'm picking the Eagles.
All right.
You
we're
the
really,
girl.
We're really Falcons fans, so Misty and I. So one of us picked Rona, the other one picked Dee.
All right. Thank you guys for throwing up those hearts. You can also send stars to support the channel, support me. I do appreciate it and love you guys for that. Also, so we're going to get into how do you know you have a healthy relationship with food, and how do you know your relationship with food is unhealthy, all right? So our first one is, you eat in a way that's going to nourish your body. Number one. All right? You are aware, number two, when you're hungry, all right, and when you're full. Okay. All right? You with me? All right, and you're always going to make choices. Number three, you make choices that are going to go with the goals that you have set. Okay? They're going to support those goals. All right. And number four, which is so important, which is what I just talked about a second ago, is you know how to eat certain foods in moderation. Certain foods in moderation. Eating the foods that you enjoy, okay, but not allowing them to control you, okay? So, you hear some people say, well, girl, I gotta have. No, I gotta have my hot wings. Or I gotta have my, no, you don't.
Well, you know what,
right?
Dee?
Yes.
Since training, as far as relationship with food, I tried some wings, and I promise you, it just made me sick. Now, the smell of certain things, like some fried foods, make me sick. Like, I literally am like, it's like I'm losing the desire for those things that are unhealthy.
Nice.
It's like your body rejects it.
Right.
I do that too. So certain things I'll never go back to. I'll never go back to going to fast food. I just don't. I don't, and I think over time you create that healthy eating pattern, and that's what happens. So you must give it time, and you got to know. Then you'll learn moderation, because moderation is hard for a lot of people. So give yourself some grace. And I think that's on my list as well. I might be getting ahead of myself, but give yourself some grace with food. Like I said, this is sensitive, always give yourself grace with food. Don't allow your cheats to control your life. All right. And we got that one. Got that one in there. Okay.
I'm cooking. I'm picking up what you put down.
Number 5.
Got it.
Is don't restrict foods unless medical reasons, of course. Okay. So unless there's medical reasons, you can't have certain things. Some people are gluten free. Gluten intolerant. I said that properly? Yes. So if you have any type of medical restrictions, I definitely understand that. So
So that's when you're talking like how people will say, I don't like broccoli, but they never had it.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. And then I don't eat a lot of dairy products because it doesn't sit well in my stomach. And like I said, that goes back to paying attention to your body. See how you feel when you eat certain foods. If you don't feel good afterwards, that's probably not gonna be the food for you. Some people have allergies to certain types of foods, and so you have to see, if you feel like you feel lethargic after you eat, it's probably not the best meal to eat, at that time, especially like before you work out, because you want your energy, right? When you get ready to work out. So I think that's important as well. And then I want to get to, and then I'm going to come back to how we're going to improve that. But then I want to get to, how do you know you have an unhealthy relationship with food? All right, number 1. Do you fear that if you eat the wrong food, it will make you feel unhealthy or it will cause you to gain weight? If you fear that, that's an unhealthy relationship with food. Okay. All right. Number 2, do you feel guilty if you eat the foods that you consider bad, because they're low in nutrition or too high in calories or maybe too much fat or carbs? That is an unhealthy relationship with food. I hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to go low carb. Oh, I'm going to go 0 carbs. Oh, I'm cutting the carbs out. Why? So, and this is a topic that we have to educate ourselves on. Carbohydrates are the number one source of fuel for energy. You wonder why you feel lethargic. You wonder why you're tired. Because you're cutting out something that should be there. All right? It's all about controlling our portions, not overeating. Eating the proper types of carbs, you know. And I'll just give you one example. You know, have a sweet potato as opposed to a white potato. You know, depending on your body. So everybody is different, right? I wouldn't eat a white potato for dinner if I'm trying to, you know, improve my health or weight loss, whatever the issue may be. That might not be something I want to eat, you know, in the evening time. Because it is a fast digesting carb, so it's gonna break down really fast. And if you don't utilize it, what it's gonna do? It's gonna store as fat.
Right.
Okay. And then you have your sweet potatoes, your oatmeal. They're just slow digesting carbohydrates, so they'll keep you full longer, and the glycemic index is not high. Okay. So they're not gonna likely just sit there and just store as fat. Okay. So we just must learn, you know, the proper foods to take in. Don't just always speak bad about carbs. It's just what type of foods you eat and not overdoing it and knowing the right time. And we'll get into that when we do our nutrition session. I don't want to go too deep into that, but we will come back and I'll go deeper with that for you. But don't always think that carbs are just so bad. It's just the type of carbs, right? And how much are you eating of that carb, correct? All right. So our next thing, that was number 2, correct? All right. Do you obsess about what you eat? If you obsess about what you eat, that is unhealthy. And then you're unable to enjoy your food. So it's like when you eat, it's like you feel bad. Like when you eat something, just say if you had your ice cream, right? And now you feel bad because you ate it. Like that's unhealthy. That's an unhealthy relationship with food. You don't want to feel that way. You want to feel like, ooh, I deserve that, you know. Okay. Wait, let me let me say that back, because I had one of my good clients years ago. She said, "D, I think my relationship with food good. I love me some ice cream and cakes."
You love it.
So, you know, yeah. So, but it's funny, you know, we all love to enjoy eating, right? But we just have to just balance. You know, it's all about balance. Don't be hard on yourself, okay? And number 4, do you use food as a distraction? Okay. All right. And I think that also goes back into what Misty was saying about when she's going through, you know, things in her life. It was like that was that comfort, you know, to take her mind off of what was going on, you know. And it's that comfort food and whatever you got going on in your life, and you tend to grab that type of stuff to make you forget. And also, I want to throw in there, I didn't want to talk too much about alcohol, but I got to throw that in there because that's definitely one where people are depressed, you know, they drink. And of course, we know that's unhealthy. You know, that we know that's bad because normally they're not going to pick up one glass of wine, or they're not going to just do one shot. They're going to do several. And it can be a depressant, right? Alcohol is a depressant. And so it just tends to spiral, you know, out of control. Yes. And they're even more depressed now, right? And then, of course, you know, that's going to add to weight because, you know, alcohol is in the bloodstream. And so your body's trying to metabolize that so we can't break down the food properly. I'll get into that science. That's deep. All right, but we got that part. So, you know,
people try to...
It's in there.
It's in there.
Yes, it'll numb. It's almost like a numbing thing, you know, to pick up that food that we quote unquote call the bad foods or the unhealthy foods, to numb what's going on in our lives. Okay, so those are all things that contribute to, you know, an unhealthy relationship with food. My next topic will probably be a part of my April special, because I believe March we already have our topic. But we're going to continue the food talk, and we're going to get into eating disorders. So
that's for March.
That we could do that for March.
Okay. I want to put it in the
we could definitely do that for March.
So you all know I type what Dee said and I'm putting it in the comments. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm typing as she's talking, so you can get real time information. But also so you can screenshot this and share it with somebody, and they can be sure to be here for the next episode of Into the DEEtails.
Yes. And I'll do probably a 2-part topic on in March, because we want to talk to about hormones and all that good stuff.
Got it.
Okay, and how that relates to that. Thank you guys for the hearts. Hey everybody. Hey. All right, we're almost there. I hope this is helping somebody. I hope. This is a really sensitive topic to me. Okay, to me. I had to hit on this. How are we going to improve our relationship with food? One, we're going to eat a variety of foods. Okay, now some foods we don't like. Okay, this is what it is. I don't like beets.
Oh, no.
I
No.
love
But
beets.
this one right here loves some beets, and she tried to get me to eat some beets. I said, no, man, I'm good. I
know
take
they're
your
good
word
for
it.
you,
They're
but-
good for you. They are. But I'm not a beets person. I'll do something
I'll do
else.
it in those juices, those cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
do that. I will do beet juice because it's supposed to be good for your iron and all that good
do
stuff.
that.
So, yeah, I will definitely do that.
So
Because that's
eat a
why I
variety
had
of
to
food.
eat a variety. Okay, but in moderation now. Don't go get everything.
So I'm putting ... in my
In moderation. Okay. All right. Number 2. You with me? All right. So we wanna be able to enjoy food without feeling guilty. Okay. That's how we're gonna improve, right? And we're not gonna let it control us. All right. Number 3.
Drum roll for number 3.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Make sure you feel comfortable eating alone or eating with others.
Let's speak.
Okay.
Okay? Because sometimes when you're eating around other people, it's like you got to explain yourself. Now, if you're going to get them French fries and you're going to get your little hamburger and y'all sitting at the restaurant, you don't have to explain to them and say, you know what, child, I hadn't had this in a while, but I'm going to go on and get it tonight. Say, no. If you're going to get that burger and those fries and you have been doing great all week and this is your one meal that you want to enjoy, you're going to get it. You don't have to explain it to anybody. You want to feel good about yourself.
I like that.
And I think, oh man, because I'll tell you, when I tell you I talk with my people, they tell me stuff, and I've experienced, because of course, as a trainer, people is like, you want to eat that? Yes. And so.
So it's a cheat meal, not a cheat day.
It's a cheat meal, not a cheat day now, because look, calm down.
I'm putting that on here too.
Right, it's a
Cheat meal,
A
not a
cheat
day.
meal.
Not a week.
And you have got to have put in the word first now. Don't be just eating clean for one day and then be like, okay, this is cheat. No, okay. So, but yeah, feel comfortable when you go out with people, and if this is what you want to order. Don't try to explain it to people, because that's not a good feeling, And if somebody's to say, and you've told people, I've had clients that didn't even want to tell people they had a trainer because how people want to always come. Oh, you're gonna eat that? Oh, that's what you're eating? Oh, your
Don't
trainer
be monitoring my meals.
So yeah, so just be able to be good with where you at. Have that good relationship with food. And that's what I say. If that's your time that you want to enjoy something, enjoy it. Don't try to explain. Yeah, this is what I'm having. Girl, how yours doing? How does yours
I think that's
taste,
more indicative of their relationship with food. If they feel the need to comment on what you're eating, you know what I mean?
Unless you're gonna comment because you in it with me, because I can say this, my relationship with my team at work, they are now, boss lady, did you eat? Boss lady, you going to the gym? Have you had enough water? So you need people like
nice.
that.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
That's different.
Literally,
That's
they'll
different,
knock
yeah.
on my door.
Absolutely.
Hey, do you need us to go grab you something?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Versus trying to check me for everything.
Right.
Because some people only check you for what you're doing wrong.
Right.
Of course.
Versus people who are checking you for what you're doing right and trying to
Right.
keep you motivated.
Absolutely, and that's a great point. And that's exactly what that is. You know what I'm saying? Because you have your support That is your support. That is somebody that'll give you constructive criticism. They'll be like, girl, you said you was going to do good today, and you picking that up. You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's do this together. You know, that's that encouragement. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's a fine line with that, of course, because you definitely want somebody on your side and that's going to encourage you to hang in there, stay in there. You know, it's not time yet for us to have that. We'll have that later. You know, let's stay on this. Let's stay on this for a while.
They bring in some donuts, y'all know.
Because they know what your goal is. Yes.
They'll say, you can't have that. But guess what they will do? We brought you something that you can have.
Absolutely. Oh, that's nice.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
So they do that. That's how I've been drinking these beets. They got a donut and I got a good beet juice that tastes real good.
Look at my girl. Look at my girl.
It tastes real good.
I love it. Yes, guys. Okay. We're almost there to the final ones. Okay. And I already said this one, and you know, you take foods in that are aligned with your goals.
Right.
Okay. And I had mentioned that earlier, but of course that, you know, somebody may have missed that one. Always make sure you eat with your goal, you know, your goals that you have in mind, where you want to be, how you want to feel. Okay. Because I think how you want to feel too is everything. Right. And I think if you, a lot of times, yeah, especially with women, men too. So we all want to look good, correct? So we look good, want to feel good, correct? Right? And I think if we look good, we feel good. It goes in there together.
We look good.
Right, absolutely. And you know, the last but not least, always be flexible and always be kind to yourself. And I think, you know, that's important.
I think that's a good way to end the show.
But I got one thing to end it. I got
my verse.
You know, I got my Bible verse. You know, y'all remember? Here it comes. You guys remember the book from the last time? Now I'm a book nerd too, so.
All right,
this book is the Detox for the Soul. I picked this up. Remember I told you guys I picked it up at Publix.
Yes.
And I looked in the February issue. Did I say February right? February is a hard word to say. And it says, with my glasses. Now I got it.
You need your glasses. You need your eyes.
I know, I got it. Don't do me like that.
It's nothing wrong.
It's okay.
It's nothing wrong with using
You've
them.
been on the universe a while.
Okay, it says, y'all, this goes back to the relationships. Oh, this is good. This is February. Guard your heart above all else, for it is the source of life. And that is Proverbs 4:23.
Guard your heart.
I hope
that heart.
It is so much more, but to be continued. I hope that we have shared something with you that will help you through your journey, this journey we call life. You know, it's not just, you know, exercise, fitness, it's life. And I hope we share that with you, find supportive people around you, and, you know, try to live a healthy lifestyle, and be happy, you know, and enjoy. And before we go, I want to just show you guys just a few snacks, not too many because we'll get into the food stuff later. But I want to show you, I'm going to have Shanta follow me over here. You want to bring them over here?
We don't bring y'all over.
Okay.
Y'all ready to go on a field trip?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Food.
Now follow Dee over. We're walking and we're walking. And we're walking.
Did they get the pan? Okay.
Oh, just check out the outfit. We don't even do a tilt and pan. Check out the smile.
Okay. Okay, so this is just a few snacks. This is a few because I don't want to overwhelm you. Okay. Some people say like what I snack on, right? Because I do snack. Like I told you, I love to eat, but I try to eat. I try to just eat good food, just good food, right? Good healthy food. Not a lot of ingredients in there where you can't pronounce the words. So we want to keep it clean. We want to keep it nice. So some people ask me, I'm not gonna just flash it up because maybe they'll endorse me. But it's a protein bar. It's a protein bar that I live by. Like, I love it. And it's been years that I always say this is one of my favorites. And I'm going to just kind of flash it up to you guys. This is one. Y'all probably can see it. Okay. So then it is, it's called Power Crunch. I'll give y'all that. That's one of my favorites. It's very light. It has about 12 grams of protein in it. It's low on like it's low on the index carb list. So it's not going to raise your blood sugar level like that. All right. It's a good snack for, pre-workout, post-workout. It's good for both. And I love apples. So I would pair this and this together for my snack. All right. That gives me energy for the second half of my day because I do so many different things. And so I need that snack. I love these are my another snack, and I guess you guys can see, but it's like my almonds, cashews, and it's raisins in there. And the reason why I get a mix is so that I don't overeat on the almonds, because I've been there. You know how you can just keep grabbing the almonds and stacking on them. Mm-hmm. So this kind of helps me to avoid overeating on the nuts. Okay. And I know you guys have seen these.
I love those.
Skinny pop, popcorns. Guess how many ingredients? Popcorn, oil, salt, and pepper. Boom. That's it. Because that's all your body has to break down. Correct? And so the less it has to break down, the less likely it's going to just sit there on you. Okay? But again, I say portion control. On the back of it, it tells you, your portions. Right? So you want to sit there and eat the whole bag. That's not good either, even though it's a healthy snack. You don't want to sit there because it's easy to do it, right?
Very easy to do.
It's easy to do it, okay? All right, and then now I think this one has got to be my favorite. So not everybody goes to the grocery store and get my stuff now, okay? No, it's shout out to Lesser Evil. So when I go to the grocery store and these be gone, I know what happened. I'm like,
because I'm going when we leave.
Right. This is the flavor of this is the Himalayan salt. Now they got different flavors, but that's one of my favorites. They have the cheddar cheese. They have some
avocado.
They have avocado. Mm-hmm. They have what's the other one? It's another one: cheese, avocado, salt. I can't remember the other one.
They got one that's like a little sweet, like just a little bit. But it's not bad.
Yes,
I know, you're right.
It is. It's the salt with
it's like a sweet and salty.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So that's good too. I mean, I know like we have on the football gear because we know next weekend is Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So we know you're gonna be snacking and everything like that. So a lot of people like to do the tortilla chips, mm-hmm. the dip, and all that. So guess what I found? I found sweet potato tortilla chips. Look at me. So, and these are organic. They're the sweet potato. I love these. I have to now, the sweet potato tortilla chips, we have a decent relationship, but I have to control it. I can't, overdo it. These are so good. So that's just the alternative. Those are just a few things because we always look for alternatives, because like I said, you're in settings to where you want to have a snack, to where you want to snack healthy, especially if you're having an event, you can have the regular snacks, you want to have a balance, because you're always going to have somebody that comes there who always eats clean. You have that friend, like they're not going to eat Lay's. That's just what it is, and so just understand that. And like I said, be supportive of everybody's goals. Ladies, come on around. We're going to end the live. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. So in the end, we're going to take any more of your time today. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us.
Happy Super Bowl.
Yes. Thank you guys. Eagles. For hanging with us today. Have a wonderful day. And whether you're Team Chiefs or Team Eagles, may the best team win. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, guys.
See y'all later. Peace.
All right, can I have some of that popcorn? I'm hungry.